Hello, everybody. Welcome to another giveaway for the third annual Psilocybin Summit. The Psilocybin Summit, of course, is 4 days celebrating the myth, magic, science, and culture of the sacred mushroom. And we're giving away gifts because we appreciate your support. My name is Daniel. I'm the founder of TAM Integration and the guy who runs the summit. And I'm here with my friend, Veronica Gold, um, who runs Polaris Insight, who Polaris Insight helps with the integration circles. If you've ever been to one of those with Dr. Eric, he comes. Veronica is also very special because it's her fault that we do events at all. I don't know if you remember this, Veronica, but we were this humble little gathering of people doing integration circles. That's what we were doing. And Veronica showed up to an integration circle and she said, you know what, you should book a room and host me and my partner Greg and interview us about ketamine. And I was like, what are you talking about? I don't do that at all. And she's like, no, 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 it'll be great. And so I did it. I asked my friend who had a coffee shop with a stage, and we set up, and about 50 people came, which was great because this was before there were psychedelic events 7 times a week in the Bay Area. We were like ahead of the curve by like 6 months or so. And Veronica came, and it was an amazing time. And the rest is history. So, Veronica, how you doing?
Thanks, Danielle. Thanks for this kind of travel back in time. Yeah,
Mhm.
that was a wonderful event. And I'm doing great. Really excited to be here and seeing kind of how, Mount Temp integration just grown to this beautiful organization offering so many different things. And um, excited about this upcoming summit.
Yeah, and so Polaris has grown too, and you and your team are offering trainings and the like, and you're offering us a couple of scholarships to give people.
Yeah, exactly. And so kind of in the similar way when COVID started, which, we were really wondering, what are we going to do? How are we going to, continue with the clinic? And we've been actually being able to offer ketamine-assisted psychotherapy online, but as well, besides that, it created an opportunity to create this online training for ketamine assisted therapists. And we started really with one training that we were supposed to be doing in person, and the shelter in place started. And, we kind of went through this decision to do it online. And, our struggle was that we really value communication and kind of engaging with the audience. But it went really well. And then we've grown. And so over the last 2 years, we've developed a 10 module training, which starts with the introduction to ketamine assisted psychotherapy. And then there are four, introductory and intermediate modules. And then we have some additional modules that we've created, and there are two of them are the ones that we are offering a scholarship to, because those modules can be taken separately. So when people are coming to our training, we ask them to take the module one, and then they can choose whatever modules they're interested in. But then we have three modules that people can take even without taking the module one.
Hmm. So what are those? What are the ones that we're going to gift people with?
Yeah, so we are offering the scholarship to the music module that is presented by Dr. Eric Sicknecht and our colleague Ryan Hoffman. And it is a 4 hours dedicated to creating playlists for ketamine sessions. And so it's a combination of didactical, experiential, and people listen to music and learn how to create playlists and talk about the different things that work well, that might not work well. So that is the first one.
Uh,
And
and can I comment? I think that in the description below, we'll maybe drop a link to some of Eric's playlists because they are good. They are. Um, I was listening to one not too long ago, and it made me realize, the kids have this phrase, they say so much yes. And I was listening to Eric's playlist, and one of the thoughts that came into my head was so much yes. They're just really, really well put together. And I don't know how he finds them because they also are so wide ranging. I
Mhm.
see a lot of playlists out there, and somebody will have 6 songs by East Forest on them. And there's nothing wrong with East Forest. I love East Forest, but there's not a breadth of different musicians and different moods and different qualities. And Eric seems to be really, really good at weaving together that sort of journey.
Yeah, and it's just like such his love and appreciation of music, and really spending time of listening to the music, and then seeing how that would feel in the playlist and with the medicine. And um, I think it comes through the playlist that he creates. So I'm glad you're enjoying them, and we'll definitely put link for the Polaris um, Spotify channel. And
Mhm.
there are always new playlists being added. So we love to hear from people what they like. And yeah, so
So that'll be one. And what is the other?
and the other one is, it's kind of the last module that we've developed, but as well, I think it's almost the one that is like a module zero,
Mm.
that is called Healing the Healer. And it is a module that's really focusing on the instrument of the work, which is the person. That there is the
Right.
medicine that we use, and there is the patient, and there is the therapist, and then there is this kind of alchemy that's co-created with the medicine, and of course the prescriber. But that we have to really take care of ourselves and understand how the work is impacting us. How are we processing the amount of material that comes up in the sessions? Because it's not only the patient that gets a lot of material released and processed, but there is a way how we take that in, or how it's moving through us, how we are holding space for that.
Hmm.
And so we are bringing in people who are experienced with working with non-ordinary states of consciousness, and kind of bringing different angles of how to support the healer. And so we'll work with ritual, personal ritual. We'll use sound, working with voice and sound healing. We'll work with aroma oils. We'll work with grief, and then we'll talk and kind of work with each other, thinking about like a secondary traumatization. Kind of how do we work with what comes up?
Right.
And yeah, and so this, I just wanted to say that, we think that both of these modules, the Eric's and Ryan's module is looking at, music for CAP, but is Healing the Healer is really for anyone who is holding space or
Hmm.
working with non-ordinary states of consciousness. So it might be with medicine, but it, might be even with holotropic breath work, or any depth work. That
Hmm.
it's a, and the hope is that there will be some self-care and a lot of experiential time in this module.
We should take that.
Absolutely.
We should both. I feel like that'd probably be good for both of us. Definitely be good for me to do stuff like that. Um, nothing could be more important, so that we can. I mean, not only so that we can be whole beings, but also that we can continue to show up right.
Yeah.
That's it's for self and others. It's hard for me to think about that not in terms of the client. I need that. My mind, it's interesting. My mind is like, oh, I need that so that I can show up better, as
Mhm.
opposed to just being like, I need that because I need it.
Yeah, you're already getting it. And
Hmm.
we, I think, each have different struggle, or what we do when we're overwhelmed. And my thing is that I tend to do too much. And
Hmm.
so this is kind of a module that I was thinking like, yeah, this is different ways that, I found helpful, and just continue to find helpful, and
Hmm.
think that we can benefit to exactly to be able to show up better. And um, yeah, kind of working with, in as we call counter transference, the way how we kind of respond internally and then
Hmm.
externally to what is coming up for us.
Wow, cool. So what I think that we'll do is the other things we're giving away are I'm just giving them away to somebody. But you were saying that this is for helping professionals. These are for people who are doing the work. And so what I think we're going to do is we're going to have a small form. It won't be The short answer is just, are you doing the work? Are you working in the field kind of thing? And then we will, pick somebody from there and just make sure that, you have to also be attending the summit, right? Is the only thing. So yeah, I think this is really a wonderful gift you're giving to the community. It's a wonderful gift that you're giving to TAM and the summit. I always love when you can be a part of things. Your presentation at the Integration Jam was lovely, and hope to have you back sometime when your dance card isn't quite so full.
Yeah, thank you so much, Danielle. And yeah, we are delighted to support you and looking forward to whoever's going to get this scholarship and um, having them in the training with us this fall.
Cool. Any other last words, things that people should know?
Yeah, just as I'm talking about a training program, so I just want to say one thing that, we really believe that as a therapist, the most important is having self-experience with non-ordinary states of consciousness, and so that there is this mastery and mystery of becoming the therapist, and that it is, or healer, that is an ongoing journey. And so that we have these didactical modules that we think is just one part of the journey. So sometimes when I talk about a training, I don't want to give impression that that's all you need to do this work, that it's really about working with oneself and having your own experiences, and then continuing with consultation and supervision. And so that people who we are working with, are really taken care of. And
Yes.
So, yeah.
I think that's a good point. Somebody recently asked me on a podcast or something, what do you think about all of these trainings that are popping up? And I was like, I like trainings. And they were like, well, what do you think? Do you think that people who are guiding folks need trainings? And, my answer is, why wouldn't people who are guiding folks want trainings? Why wouldn't you want to stay in the work as much as you can and do your own psychedelic work and do your own, continuing education? And then, of course, getting some one-on-one support for somebody, you call it supervision. Other people might call it mentorship, or even, therapy or coaching or something like that. But I think that's a really good point that, these three things at least, I think make us good at what we do.
Yeah.
So thanks for offering all of that.
Thank you.
All right, folks. Veronica Gold, Polaris Insight. I will see you all at the summit. I'll see you maybe in another video where we give away more stuff in a few days. Much love to you, Veronica, and much love to you, audience.